Yeah, man. You already know it's Magoo. Go ahead. Hit that sub button again. If you haven't already, hit that sub button. Then get that thumbs up. That's right, that like button. Yo, jump in the comments, talk your shit. Follow me on the gram, Magoo_JJ. All right, now that the housekeeping is done. Yo. So last night's sparring. Now, I just want to get right into it, man. You know, it's late. I'm at that recuperating phase, so I'm all right, you know. But, yo, sparring last night. Sparring last night was, as per usual, a great experience, a new experience, a learning experience. So much learning goes into, like, really sparring. You know, you learn so much about yourself when you fighting, man. Real talk. I truly believe like it's a mentality. It's a confidence type of thing. You feel me? That's why when guys lose, it's like the fucking whole world just blew up. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes you kind of feel for guys, especially like if you was like undefeated in like 20 fights or whatever the fuck, and then you just take that first L and you're like, what the fuck? Like, yo, I never lost before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe you was on a hot streak where you was actually getting your shit right and you was fucking people up, and then boom, you just get stopped by somebody and you can't believe it. Like, yo, I just got my ass whipped. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. So that's one thing about sparring that helps me out. You know what I'm saying? And then now I'm getting to that point where it's like I have people that I might be better than. I have people that are on my level, and I have people that are better than me in sparring. So now it's becoming an experience as to where it's like with this mixed bag, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get, because you could have just had an all-out war with the person on your level, and then you go to the person that's better than you, and it's like, no. Or you go to the person who you're better than, and the person that you're better than, you know, you get comfortable and you get cozy, and then you run into the person who's better than you. And it's like, oh shit, give me the person that's on my level so that way we could just tap and touch each other and go. Like, no. It's not like that. So anyway, it was cool. And we've been going lately with the MMA gloves on. So we've been training with our 4s and our 7s on. Some guys wear 7s. I have a pair of 4s. Typically, with those gloves now, we can do more wrestling. We can do more grabbing. We could really simulate that fighting aspect much, much more. And that shit has opened up so many doors, because you learn so much about your striking and stuff. You learn so much about that mixed bag of fighting. See, it's different when you wearing them big-ass gloves. When you wear them big-ass boxing mitts, that's why, like, you know, I love watching boxing and Muay Thai. Great entertainment, for real. But when you think about it, like, as far as fighting goes, yeah, that's like a half an aspect. Like, that's like a half a part of fighting. Like, bro, there's so much that happens. Like, for instance, coach throws a punch at me, right? But the punch is a distraction. And because I have, like, half decent grappling, I was able to catch him coming with an Osoto Gari. So he tried to cheat with the Osoto on me. He tried to, like, throw the strike and then just, like, grab me and come through with the foot sweep. I was able to get out the way of that shit, but at the same time, because he's so good and he's able to chain his shit together, it's like, where you going? So, you know, you start to realize that shit, like, yo, you get in certain situations, like, motherfucker, you don't need to be trying to punch somebody. You need to be grappling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times that shit happens. And then ground and pound is coming tonight. So once again, that part is going to play itself out again, as to where it's like, yeah, there might be some striking here, but there's definitely going to be some grappling there, and so on and so forth. And that's that part of sparring that I'm really digging lately, is like just getting in that mixed bag. Because motherfuckers don't realize that shit. Like, this shit is tough. Like, and you know, during the foundations class, training everybody that's new, you know, you see people really trying to do so. It's like one guy, he asked me about an arm triangle, so I showed him an arm triangle, and then he was drilling the arm triangle. But the thing about what he's not accounting for when it comes to the arm triangle is that he's not accounting for people's reactions. So, of course, naturally, he's going to have to learn that. But here's the fucked up part about it is that he don't know shit else. He don't know how to properly mount. He don't understand hand placement. He doesn't understand chest pressure. He doesn't understand a lot of that shit. And, it's good that you have that because, you may go see that move on TV or on YouTube. But at the same time, bro, it's a lot of other shit that goes into play. That's why one thing when I came in, because I didn't know too much about this shit, but when I came in, listen, one thing I knew about was I knew about violence, all right? I grew up in fucking Harlem. I knew about violence. I knew that, yeah, there's this grappling, which at the time I called it wrestling because, all the dummies call it wrestling. Like, it's mad funny as shit. But, I knew about grappling. I knew about striking. And I understand that there was, like, certain parts to it or whatever the case. So I never really cared to emphasize on, hey, this is what I want to do. That's what I want to do. It's like, nah, give me everything. Like, I'm in here. I'm in shape. I ate. I slept. I'm shutting the fuck up. Just tell me what I need to do. And I've been like that ever since. And I know everybody can't be like that, but I wish more people were more open to that instead of having these preconceived notions on what they need to do. Because when you go in a class like sparring, right, that's when all of that shit you learned, it could be sparring, it could be ground and pound, it could be wrestling, takedowns, whatever. All that shit you learned, right? Once that shit goes live and that bell ring, fuck what you learned. What do you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you do? What can you execute on? Let me tell you something. My knowledge is pretty high. I mean, I like to think I'm somebody that likes to collect the information and the knowledge. Cool. But, execution, no. And that's funny because I did try to do a move where I was drilling in the house. Yesterday morning, I was drilling a move in the house. And then I was like, oh, shit. Like, how do I do this? And I was like, damn, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And you feel me? So that's something I knew. And I'm talking about some shit I was drilling that I learned like in my first year. And then here we go. A few years later, I don't use it that much. So now I'm mad sloppy on it. It's crazy, man. It's really crazy. Anyway, yo, go ahead and hit that sub button, man. Hit that like button. I'm out of here, yo. Magoo gonna be back to holla at y'all soon. For now, Chaz in the gym, start training, man. I'll be back soon. Oos.